Hello and welcome to livealittlehigher.com. This week we learned Hodot HaLevavot, Duties of the Heart by Rabbi Bahia Ibn Pakuda, and we're still in chapter 3, the Gate of Serving God. And last week we were talking about the ways in which we should serve God, like that we should have into our psyche how important that is, that the more fortunate we are, the more responsibility we have in our service to God. Like if a person is beautiful, rich, healthy, well educated, and has a lot of blessings in his life, he has a bigger responsibility towards Hashem than a person that has less of these blessings. So today we're going to be talking about the way to pure intention in the service of God. So remember that this is a dialogue between the soul and the mind, and here the soul says, I have understood what you have said, but find myself unable to repay my debts to the Creator for His favors, which embrace all mankind, and certainly not for those with which He has especially favored me. So it says here, when it is my wish and desire to repay what I owe for them, what immediately comes to my mind while in the act of fulfilling some service is the hope for some further benefit from Him. So the soul is saying, I feel that I'm not all there. Like if I'm thanking God for something, if I'm doing something for Him, deep inside of me, I have things that I want. I still want things. I want Him to continue giving me all this kindness, to give me even more kindness. Like I'm not sincerely doing my service for Him. I'm still thinking about myself. So it says here, since it is in the fashion that I serve God and offer thanks to Him, lacking the pure intention that is due for His beneficence, how will I ever be able to fulfill the rest of the service I owe Him for the bounties with which He has specially favored me? So how in the world am I gonna be able to serve God with pure intention, just for the sake of heaven, just because this is what He wants from me, and not have inside of me all these feelings of, I need this, I want this, please keep giving me this. So the mind answers the soul, what you have complained about, your lack of proper intention in serving God and offering thanks to Him, that the words of your mouth are those of one who expresses thankfulness, like in your mouth you're being grateful, while your accompanying intent is that one of who requests, and the wish in your heart is for an increase in the favor, and its perpetuation is due to these traits. So he says, I'm going to give you the reason why you feel like this. I'm going to give you the reason. There's 3 reasons why a person is grateful in his mouth, but still in his mind and his heart, he still has an agenda of his own. So the first trait is the great love you have for yourself, and you desire to gain self-gratification. So the first trait that we have is that we are people that we're always seeking pleasure, we're running away from pain, and we want self-gratification. Everybody wants self-gratification. If not, look at the billboards in the streets. What they sell people today is instant gratification. You want wrinkles out? Do this. Go get this. Do that. You want to be rich? Do this. Instant gratification. And this generation, more and more, is less about working hard, more about give me, give me, give me. So the second trait is your failure to understand the kindness of the Creator towards you. That you don't have an idea of the kindness of what God does for you. You imagine that the blessing is obtained only by soliciting. You think that you only ask for it and Hashem gives it to you. And God has been good to you in ways you are aware of and unaware of. Like people, we know about things that God has done for us and we're grateful, but there's so many other things that He does for us every day that we are not even aware of them. I remember one day I was going out of the supermarket in Florida, and there was this old man in this brand new Lexus, brand new, and suddenly the carts of the supermarket, there was a guy that was taking them into the supermarket, got detached, and they start rolling towards this man's car, brand new car. And everybody in the street was holding their heads. We were holding our breath. The guy just went. The cars passed 1 inch from his car, didn't hit him, didn't make noise, didn't do anything. Everybody breathed, and this guy had no idea what happened. He just left, and he didn't know the big miracle that Hashem had just done for him. So how many things in our life that Hashem really does miracles for us, and we're unaware of, like we catch the train at the exact time, or the green light is on through the whole street for the whole ride so you can get on time to your appointment. All these little things that we think, oh, my luck, my luck. Sometimes we don't even realize. And Hashem is doing blessings, He's doing kindness for us, and we're not aware of them. And it says here, and when you solicit Him, you do not realize who has done all this for you from the beginning. If you would keep far from such thoughts, your service would be wholly devotional. Like if you would be so aware of all these things that God does for you, you would be out of breath saying thank you and giving thanks to Him, not even thinking about what you need. So the third trait is that you do not know yourself, nor do you recognize the way in which you are governed. You consider yourself worthy of the greatest of blessings, and you never cease asking for them. Whenever you attain any one of them, your thoughts turn to what is above. If you do not, however, consider the Creator, may He be exalted to be worthy of the highest service on your part. When you render any service, you regard it as a favor you bestow upon Him, though you know that you are dependent on Him and that He has no need of you. So this third trait really is that it's telling us is that we think we deserve. We think that we deserve everything. We're entitled. And in reality, we're not entitled to anything. Anything that God gives us is like extra than what that we would ever imagine that we should have. So if you were to banish from yourself this ignorance, look carefully with an attentive eye and recognize that your Creator thinks of you and knows better than you what is or not good for you. So if we would be humble people and we would have true emunah, true trust in Hashem, we would know that everything that God gives us is really what we need. What we don't get is what we don't need. If He doesn't give it to us, it's because really it's not part of our purpose in life. We don't need that. Once there was a man that went to Rabbi Susha, and Rabbi Susha of Annapolis, he was a very poor man. And one day this man said to him, how do you pray every morning in the morning blessings and you thank God that He gives you everything you need if you're lacking so much? And he says, who tells you He's not giving me everything I need? I know He's giving me everything I need. That's why I bless Him and I thank Him that He gives me everything I need. So this is Reb Susha. He was a very holy man. He never lacked anything. He never felt he lacked anything. And he was poor, he was hungry, he was sick. And nevertheless, he always felt he had everything he needed. So this is what Rabbi Bahia Ibn Pakuda is trying to teach us, that we should look at everything we have as a really gift of God, that everything He gives us is really for our benefit. Whatever we have or we don't have is really what we need, not what we don't need. And He bestowed upon you, and you would offer great thanks to Him for them with a perfect heart. So if you could see the purpose of you being in this world, what's your purpose, your journey, your mission in this world, you would be able to see everything, then you would understand that you have what you really need. And in this way, you will live a little higher. Thank you.